On behalf of FOSMI, I warmly welcome all the distinguished guests, speakers and the participants. This significant event is hosted by FOSMI under the approval of Ministry of MSME Government of India. We are gathered here today to explore and deliberate on a topic that is becoming increasingly crucial in the global business landscape, ensuring social sustainability within the supply chains of micro, small and medium enterprises. We are excited to embark on this important dialogue together. Let's mark this an engaging and insightful event. Without further lapse of time, let's begin this insightful journey by lighting of the lamp ceremony. But before that, may I request all to put your mobile phone in silent mode. May I request all the dignitaries, our esteemed guests and the speakers to join for the lighting of the lamp ceremony. Mr. Bhattacharya, President FOSMI, Dr. Kollan Luthra, Chairman, West Bengal, he is supposed to come. Mr. Rajesh Pandey, IAS, Principal Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, Government of West Bengal. Mr. Mookerjea, Chairman, FOSMI Advisory Board. Professor Dr. Sadhan Ghosh, Dr. Gautam Sengupta, Dr. David Andres M. Christensen, Dr. Krakan Prapaspanza, Dr. Bui Tuikhan Wang, Dr. Raj Kumar Bhattacharya, Mr. Gautam De, Mr. S.K. Kedia, and Mr. A.K. Sengupta. May I request President of FOSMI, Mr. Bhattacharya, to kindly be on the dais and take his seat. May I request Mr. Rajesh Pandey, IAS Principal Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, Government of West Bengal, to take his seat. I now request Mr. Mookerjea, Chairman, FOSMI Advisory Board, to come on the dais and take his seat. I request the convener of the International Conference, Professor Dr. Sadhan Ghosh, DG, SD and CE, IS, WMAW India, to kindly be in the dais and take his seat. May I request Dr. Gautam Sengupta, Rector, Techno University, to take his seat. Request Mr. Gautam Ray, Vice President FOSMI, to take his seat. We will now felicitate our distinguished dignitaries on the dais with bouquet of flowers and uttarios. May I request Mr. Bhattacharya, President FOSMI, to present bouquet of flower and uttario to Mr. Rajesh Pandey, IAS Principal Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, Government of West Bengal.
Yes, sir.
May I request our President, Mr. Bhattacharya, to present uttario and bouquet of flower to Mr. Mookerjea, Chairman, FOSMI Advisory Board. I request Sir to present bouquet of flower and uttario to the session chair and the convener, Professor Dr. Sadhan Ghosh. May I request Mr. S.K. Kedia, Vice President FOSMI, to present bouquet of flower to Dr. Gautam Sengupta, Rector, Techno India University. May I now request our President, Mr. Bhattacharya, for his welcome address.
Good morning. Sri Rajesh Pandey, IAS, Principal Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, Government of West Bengal. Dr. Sadhan Ghosh, Director General, Sustainable Development and Circular Economy, IS WMAW India. Dr. Gautam Sengupta, Rector, Techno India University, West Bengal. Mr. Mookerjea, Chairman, FOSMI Advisory Board. Distinguished dignitaries, international speakers, esteemed participants from industry associations, MSME fraternity, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to welcome each one of you to this international conference on supply chain social sustainability in MSME. Today we gathered here with a shared purpose to explore the pathway towards sustainable growth and resilience for MSMEs through the adoption of social sustainability practices in your supply chains. At the outset, we express our deep gratitude to Ministry of MSME, Government of India for entrusting us the responsibility of holding today's international conference. As we move forward with the conference proceedings, I feel it privileged to inform about our federation before our honorable guests and participants. Federation of Small and Medium Industries West Bengal, popularly known as FOSMI, is the oldest federation of MSME sectors, primarily for the manufacturers, and serving these sectors over last 6 decades. Over the years, FOSMI has established itself as a nodal point between the MSME sector and government. Its views on policy matters are regularly sought by various government bodies. FOSMI is the one-stop solution for MSME, symbolizing crucial support and representation in the sector. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, it becomes incredibly clear that social sustainability is not just an ethical choice, but a strategic necessity. Social sustainability in the supply chain refers to the commitment to fair labor practices, community engagement, human rights, protection of environment and safety standards. These elements are fundamental for the long-term growth and resilience for MSMEs, allowing us to stay competitive and relevant in a global economy that incredibly value responsible business practices. However, as we are aware, MSMEs often operate within constrained resources and low-margin environments, which can make the balance between cost efficiency and ethical labor practices a difficult one to strike. This is one of the most significant challenges we face. Yet, we must recognize that investing in fair wages, environment protection, safe workplaces, and ethical labor practices are not a cost but a long-term investment. These investment enhances employee satisfaction and foster a moral, productive, loyal workforce, ultimately strengthening the foundation of our business. Additionally, as MSMEs, we must adopt a social responsibility sourcing strategy, working only with suppliers who uphold ethical labor standards, prioritizes human rights, and have commitment for environment protection. I urge each one of us to consider how we can embed social sustainability into our practices. While we may face limitation in responses and resources, I firmly believe that an investment in environment protection, responsible sourcing, and community engagement will pay dividends in terms of resilience, reputation, and growth. Prioritizing social sustainability, we are not only addressing global calls for responsible business, but also unlocking new opportunities for growth that will make us stronger, more competitive, and more respected in the global market. Thank you all for being part of this important conference. Let us work together to build a future where MSMEs play a pivotal role in creating sustainable, socially responsible economics. Welcome once again, and I look forward to a day of productive discussions and insights. Thank you.
We have with us on the dais today's program convener, Professor Dr. Sadhan Kumar Ghosh and Session Chair Dr. Gautam Sengupta. Both will formally address us during our technical plenary session, and we would like to take a moment to recognize their invaluable role in making this event possible. We look forward to their leadership in our upcoming discussions. Thank you, sir.
Very good morning. And thanks to Mr. Padey, because he requested me to say a few words on this program today. Why today's program is? Today's program is not on circular economy, not on sustainability. Today's program is the supply chain social sustainability. What is it? You know that in my lecture I'll explain it why. But the thing is that Maslow was a person who predicted some model and then gave some model. That there was some site where people were working, and a person went there and saw that a heap of bricks, and one person was taking brick one after another, and he was breaking those bricks and putting aside, the dumping, the small particles. So he asked, "What you are doing?" He told, "Sir, I am earning my livelihood. Every day I am doing it, and I am earning, and my family is happy." So then he went to some other guy, the same work, 5-6 people were doing. And then he asked, "What you are doing?" "You know, sir, my boss has given me this work, and that's why I am doing it. And maybe tomorrow I will not be here because he may be assigning me to some other job. So that's the thing." Okay, good. The third person, "What you are doing?" "Sir, I am building a temple. I am supporting to that work where thousands of people will come and they will go with peace in mind and they will be very happy. I am doing a part of that work." What is it? What message you are getting from this? That means the third person, he is involved into the activity what has been assigned to this guy. The similar way, how? Possibly, and after that discussion, he was interacting that why you are saying that temple? Then he told, "Look, our boss interacts with me every day, and he trained me that how I can be involved in making the temple by breaking the bricks. And he has become committed. This will help the sustainability of that organization. And he is the winner in that organization." Today's message to all of you, act accordingly for your people who are working for you. If you don't look into your people who are working in your factory, in the supply chain means the people who are supplying materials to you, the people who are taking material from you, and the people who are working for you. So all these three components must align with your commitment. They must have commitment, and then only the sustainability comes. Sustainability is just a word, and if you cry sustainability, 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 it will never come. It will come only if you are committed to the sustainability of your organization. So for that, today's program, as Mr. Bhattacharya requested me last time, that we will have another program how people can be involved and people can think of their people who will make their business sustainable. So throughout the day, we will discuss that how the industries, small industries, medium industries are gaining sustainability through the social sustainability, how they are taking care of the welfare of the people, how they are, like I'll give another example. I was the director in the Ministry of Labour and Employment in 2009. I shifted from my university and went there. Then I heard that there are a lot of absenteeism in my organization, and I had 50 regional directorates throughout the country. So controlling the whole of the people by one director is very impossible. So what I did first, I introduced one meeting, good morning review meeting. 9:30 was our joining time. and 9:45 the good morning review meeting will be chaired by the director from the headquarters, and each of the regional directorate, all the people who are working there, they have to attend the meeting. Absenteeism chala gaya. What is second one? Director is asking each of the person whether your medical bill is pending or not. How much time you are not getting your remuneration or some OT or other things. How much work you have done yesterday. How much is pending. So all the things, and you know that in next 3 months time, I got tremendous result throughout the country. I left the job in 2010 and again came back to my university, and even today, in any of the city, if I go, at least 2 officers come to receive me. They like the system so much. But of course, the director changed and system changed. You know what is happening in our country. So this is the message, this is the program which we will be doing it. But the last thing which I'll tell you, and this is for Mr. Pandey's, if he act. Through this seminar, circular economy, sustainability, social sustainability, we can generate awareness. But the government should focus on, like what he told already. Let us take 5 or 10 units, not everyone together, and fix up some target program that you have to achieve circular economy in next 1 year. Government has a lot of fund. Let us spend some fund for these 10 units, and this will be the example for other units onwards. So this is also my submission to the Secretary and the Government of West Bengal. If it is done, I'll be here to help them. I am helping industry and educational institute in 45 countries. All my friends from 4 countries have come. So I am talking from my real experience. Seminar only for awareness. Implementation, action research. So that is the thing which I want to tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I request now Mr. Gautam Ray, Vice President FOSMI, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, esteemed speakers, participants from MSME fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude this enlightening inaugural session of the International Conference on Supply Chain Social Sustainability in MSME, organized by FOSMI with the valuable support of the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt thanks to all the esteemed dignitaries, speakers and participants. First and foremost, I extend a sincere gratitude to the President of the Federation, Mr. Bhattacharya, for his insightful welcome address. His perspective has set the stage highlighting the conference's focus on supply chain social sustainability in MSME, a critical and timely issue for our community. We are deeply honored a special thanks to our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Pandey, Principal Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, Government of India, for his valuable contribution. His thoughts and perspectives have added immense value to the session, enriching our understanding of the broader context and potential impact of social sustainability on MSMEs. Lastly, I would like to thank each and every one of you who has joined us today. Your presence reinforces the importance of our collective efforts towards a more socially sustainable future for MSMEs. Thank you, and we look forward to engaging session ahead as we explore the challenges, strategies and opportunities that lie before us.
Thank you, sir. And with this, we have concluded our inaugural portion. Now we'll move to our technical plenary sessions. Percent of the scientists in the world in 2024. Here this is 2023. having collaboration in more than 45 countries. He is the Director General, Sustainable Development and Circular Economy Research Center, ISWMAW India, and the Founder Advisor, Center for Sustainable Development and Resource Efficiency Management, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, India. He is globally renowned personality in the field of waste management, circular economy, green manufacturing, supply chain management, sustainable development, processing of waste, plastics and e-waste management, recycling, ISO standards and TQM. He received Distinguished Visiting Fellowship in 2012 by the Royal Academy of Engineering UK and the Boston Place and NABC 2006 Award in 2006 Houston. He has been the principal investigator of 27 international funded projects by EU, British Council, Erasmus, Royal Academy of Engineering, SINTEF, Norway, Hungary government, IGES, Georgia government, etc. and 25 national funded research projects. He conceptualized the mission Catch Them Young, Zero Waste and Circular Economy in Campus, in which 2 lakh students and teachers are working with him from 152 schools in India, targeting to make 20 million people aware on waste management and circular economy in India by 2025. May I now invite our esteemed speakers, Dr. David Andries M. Christensen from Denmark and Dr. Trakan Propaspansa from Thailand to join the session for the technical plenary session 1 on the topic Supply Chain Management for MSME. Let me introduce the speakers. Dr. David M. Christensen is the seasoned expert in waste management, circular economy and sustainable development. He currently serves as project team lead at GoWB, Denmark, the waste management authority and service provider under the regional municipality of Bornholm, Denmark. In this role, Dr. Christensen leads the portfolio of national and international projects that advance Bornholm's goal of becoming a zero waste society by 2032. His work involves strategic planning, project management, and fostering innovative collaborations in the waste management sector. He holds a PhD from Technical Doctoral School of IT and Design at Aalborg University. His research focuses on issues related to sustainable waste management and the interaction between public sector waste authorities and business actors, including the developing countries. May I now introduce Dr. Trakan Propaspansa, who is a distinguished academic and environmental engineer specializing in sustainable development, particularly in the context of supply chain management for MSMEs. She holds a PhD in environmental engineering from the Department of Biotechnology, Chemistry and Environmental Engineering at Aalborg University, Denmark, a world-renowned institution for its focus on sustainable development practices. Her research focuses on the intersections of environmental engineering and corporate responsibility, addressing the practical challenges MSMEs faces in adopting sustainable practices. Currently, Dr. Propaspansa is an esteemed faculty member in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at the Faculty of Engineering, Mahidol University, Thailand. She has an extensive portfolio of publications that reflect her expertise in environmental engineering and sustainability. Before we start the session, we will felicitate our speakers with the flowers and the uttorios. May I request Dr. Gautam Sengupta to present bouquet of flowers to Dr. David M. Christensen. May I request Mr. S.K. Kedia, Vice President FOSMI, to present bouquet of flower and uttorio to Dr. Trakan Propaspansa. Mr. S.K. Kedia, sir, please come on the dais. May I request Professor Ghosh to kindly forward the session.
I must thank at the outset Federation of Small and Medium Industries, specifically Mr. Vishwanath Bhattacharya and his team for organizing such a wonderful event. And A few months back, we had a program on circular economy. How circular economy can be implemented in the small and medium industries. I am sure. Please. I am quite sure that a few of the units have started your journey in circular economy. Can I have a look, raising hand, that how many of you have started it? One. Your name, sir? Your unit name?
GoWB Technology and Research Project Unit.
Where is it? And it's a manufacturing unit? Excellent, so let us give a big hand to him. Yeah, next, somebody from here raise hand. Okay, get here.
First area,
Yeah.
area group of industry. Here start project division and area counter project.
So you have also started the circular economy journey. Excellent. And Bhattacharya, all of you possibly know Mr. Bhattacharya, but still as a formality.
Yeah, Mr. Bhattacharya, my company is Oracle India Private Limited. In fact, 3-4 years back, we had a collaboration, FOSMI had a collaboration with Aspen University UK, where about 15-20 our members participated in the circular economy project, where one of my company was also in the group. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now in the next possibly the next program will be in the month of May, correct, 2025, and we will expect more units to be involved in circular economy. Thank you. So today our program is, you know that the business, you have to sustain your business, and if you sustain, then people like us also will sustain, because we are the general people. If industry is not doing well, then the whole society cannot do well. So we are very much dependent on you people. So today's deliberation will be how different countries are making their units sustainable by supporting their supply chain, by supporting the people, by supporting the system, by supporting all the stakeholders in the supply chain. So here I have two speakers, Dr. Davis. We have been working together for last couple of years. He is from Bornholm, a small island in Denmark, and this is a waste management industry. And Trakern, both of them were already introduced. She is from Thailand, Mahidol University. Mahidol is one of the very well-known university in Thailand. So they will speak on what is happening in the industries in the respective country. But before I hand over to them, I will have an introduction on the subject. So let me start that. We need a shelter to live. We need clothes to make ourselves protected. And we need food. So these are the basic things which we need in our life to survive. Now if you go beyond, we need education. We need good environment. And the safety and security, the health. So if you are given the 6 or 7 needs, you will be very happy. The general people will be very happy. Of course, greed is another component of the attribute which will sometimes act as a need of the person, but not for all. So, keeping the greed aside, these 6 or 7 basic needs of the people has to be adhered to and has to be complied with. The requirements, the minimum requirements has to be complied with whenever I am a child by my parents, whenever I am grown up by parents and my teachers in the school, college or university, and whenever I am serving a particular organization. it adds the proprietor or the owner or the top management of the industry. Do you agree? Do you agree? So, I am not happy at my home. I am not getting good food. I don't have clothes, good clothes. Can I be happy whenever I am working in your organization? No. If I don't have the education, then can I impart whatever is required for you? No. If I don't have a shelter in the rainy season, if the raindrop comes onto my head, then can I be happy? Never. If this is the situation, and if you ask me, hey, work hard for my organization, what do you think? Can I provide my best for you? Yes or no? Exactly no. So, the responsibility of the owner is to satisfy to the minimum need of a person, whether male or female. So in that way, this comes in the way of life. And you know that I have written so many things here. Basic human needs, I add on. And you can also add on. But there is something which is common for everybody. And as an owner of the organization, you must look into it. You know that Mr. Tata, who passed away very recently, everybody knows him. Why? In his organization, he knows most of the people by name. Whenever there was a photograph, everybody was, the bosses are standing and what people were sitting on the floor, and he immediately sat with them on the floor. He was taking tiffin with the work people, work pen. Why? Encourage people to work with. Encourage people to work with. Tata is one of the organizations who pays the best. Of course, nobody asks you to pay the best. But if you perform well, you are performing well due to your people, not for you. If you are the boss, you are not getting good profit, good margin, good business only for you. You are getting those for the whole supply chain. So, if you are to make your process sustainable, then you have to look into all these points. Whether you want to make profit, whether you want to make productivity, whether you want to make zero defect, everything. If your people are not happy, you cannot achieve it. And that is sustainability. And if you are sustainable, if your work is sustainable, then you are not to think of your next generation. So, the thought process starts from here. Then what is our supply chain? The procurement, you know that you have to source the material, either from your known source or from your unknown source. Even in some of the, like say, if my specs is there, which sources are related to this? If I ask you, then with this specs, refinery is related, material extraction is related, the mining is related, and the rest of the factory. This is the supply chain. Why mining? Why refinery? Why crude oil? Because plastic is there. Plastic raw material are coming from the refineries, from the polymer production unit. And from polymer production unit, where from they are getting the raw material, the crude oil. So your supply chain for this manufacturing starts from the crude oil mining, metal mining. So this is the way you have to think of it. We call sometimes the life cycle of a particular product, and at the end, after the production, after we use it, and when it is not usable, then we have to throw it away. Our traditional process is EPCD2 in my language. I have given the definition of circular economy, and there I use that EPCD2 is extract, produce, consume, to customer. At the end of its use, dispose, and then deplete. The deplete question comes whether you are interested in the circular economy or you are wastage of the material. If you are interested to deplete, throw it away to the landfill. If you are interested to have the circular economy, take back the material the way it is to be recycled. And recycle means you are regenerating the material which you have extracted. How you are helping the environment, the sustainability? You are reducing the extraction rate of the material, and by recycling you are generating a business. You are making a recycled product, and as a matter of fact, you are generating employment, you are generating some product, and you are generating economy, which we call circular economy. So, circular economy is a part of your sustainability. Who will do it? The people in your organization. The supply chain in an organization. So in that way, I have given some photographs, and you all know, this is very known to all of you, that maybe in your unit something is missing, something is extra. But this is the way of life. Today, in my language, everywhere, any country, I use one sentence: circular economy is the way of life. Achieving sustainability in your factory is the way of life. Otherwise, you will die. Practice circular economy, practice sustainability. If you practice it, you will survive. If you don't practice it, you will die. There is no in between. So please, the friends from the small and medium-sized industries and micro-industries, keep this in your mind. Don't take it as, oh, Professor Ghosh is making so many noise and so loud, bullshit he is saying. No. If you keep in his mind, you will start thinking of it, and that will help you in your business. You know, I have put some Bengali also, this side. So what is social sustainability? I already explained to you. I was just referring that I joined as a director of the CBWE ministry. Do you know what I did? I started asking my people to give the results of class 10 and 12 of the children. And I asked my additional director that install system of giving some prize to the people who are passing this 10 and 12. And put their photo with some hints in the newsletter. People are excited. Oh, sir, it did not happen earlier. So in that way, you have to know how to involve your people. You have to know how to satisfy your people. The medical bill, you are not giving them. Ask them, what is pending? What happens to your family? You must know how many children, wife, mother in the family of your employee. Don't think that this is a burden for you, because your employee is giving support to you for your business. And if you give the support to your supply chain, their security, their safety, their welfare, their education, think of their children, and this is social sustainability in your supply chain. We have an international standard, 26000. It was incepted in 2010. And that talks about the sustainability, socially responsible, how we can become socially responsible. This is available. It's not more than 500 rupees, the standard. Purchase it, read it. There are a lot of things which will be a learning for all of us. And it talks about the accountability, transparency, ethical behavior, respect for stakeholders, respect for rule of law, respect for international norms of behavior, and the last is human rights. And today, the equality. How many, if you go to any of the international scenario, and if you have a unit, the first question I will ask you, how many female and male are working in your unit? These are all questions which are coming in. And I am very happy, quite a good number of ladies I can see in this program, which represents the equality in the FOSMI society. And you know what to comply with? I repeat it. Safety, equity, location, health and welfare, human rights. These 5-6 points, please keep in your mind. Your sustainability will come. You will achieve supply chain performance. These are all related to supply chain performance. How much your business is, how much profitability, how much wastage is reduced, how much wastage is recovered. All these things will be related to the supply chain sustainability. Suppliers' performance, even your customers' performance, how much order you are getting from them. And of course, your productivity and operational performance. And I already talked about all these things because these are the results. If you look into the social sustainability in your organization, you will definitely an achiever and not loser. With this, I thank you all very much, and I hope that you will enjoy the sessions throughout the day. Thank you very much.
Welcome you all again to our last session, that is technical session 3, which will be a panel discussion on the role of supply chain sustainability and innovation in enhancing business in MSMEs. The session will be moderated by Professor Dr. Sadhan Kumar Ghosh. May I now humbly request Professor Ghosh to kindly forward the session, but before that may I request Dr. David, Dr. Tracker, Dr. Rajkumar Bhattacharya, Dr. Buiti to be present in the dais.
Good afternoon. So I believe that all of the delegates will come inside because we will now start our program. And I can see my friends online, Dr. Rene, Vladimir, Farah, then Kasoli, Shankar is also there, so from Thailand, Cambodia, Russia, Brazil. What's the time at your place? Russia, Brazil?
So now it's 10 to 7 a.m.
10 a.m. Oh, then it's okay.
10 to 7 a.m.
Okay. Rasoli, what's your time?
10 to 11 a.m.
Excellent, from Italy. And from South Africa? So we will now start the program. But what I will request, because you know our subject or the topic of today's panel discussion is sustainability of the supply chain in MSME. And a special emphasis will be on social sustainability. So each of the panel members, I'll request all of you to speak for 3 minutes on what is happening in your country, and only Rene Van Berkel, he was the UNIDO representative in India for quite some time, then now he is in Thailand. So he has a lot of information about different industries in different countries. So I requested him to speak for 5 minutes. And we will listen to all the panelists. and then we'll go for the question answer session in the open house. So without taking much of the time, because you know that we have already 4 lectures, what was represented by Vietnam, Thailand, then Denmark. And now I request Dr. Rene to please start your presentation for 5 minutes, and you can share. You are also given the host, so please start your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Ghosh. And let me see, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
We can see your screen.
Yes, thank you very much, and good afternoon from Bangkok. Yes, I work for the Thammasat University and also the ASEAN Circular Economy Business Alliance, but I was for long representative of UNIDO in India, of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. I'll speak a little bit out of that perspective. So maybe I might just put a few points which are important. So I think that the MSMEs are important of the socio-economic fabric in both urban and rural India. They are. I would not agree to this sort of the backbone of the supply chain, but I think they're more the engine room of the domestic and export-oriented supply chain. So there's a lot of the work is being done, whereas the larger industries might actually be the OEMs and the setting the products and services being manufactured. Overall, lagging a bit behind in technical, social, and environmental economic performance compared to larger industries, and that's a lost development opportunity. And there's all the buyer pressure, which is basically driven by consumer and government transparency and accountability, and which is now enabled by digital technology. So it's much more easier to look deep into supply chains. So that puts a bit in a compliance mode for ESG, and that drives a checkbox mentality, which drives then also audit fatigue and resistance to change. And I think there's a need for a fresh approach that nurtures sort of self-interest of MSME owners into responsible business practices and social responsibility. So that emphasizes our position on responsible business. So that means basically that an MSME is taking responsibility for the impacts of its activities and decisions on society and the environment. That's an integral part of the company's process and activity. So it's not an add-on as philanthropy. It's not about how you spend the money that you've made, but it's how you make money, what process you have. Compliance with regulation and norms as a minimum. And then that gives consideration of stakeholders' interest. And because stakeholders are then being engaged, the workforce, the community in your business, and you mobilize your stakeholders for long-term business success. So you engage your workers get more enthusiastic about your company, you will stay longer, they will be more motivated, it will give you better results. That's the driving force for that, and the community likewise arguments. So then we have of course the global standards. ISO 26000 is there, which basically says 7 subject areas for responsible business practices. I think this is for many of the MSMEs, it's quite a challenge to deal with this: organization, government, human rights, labor practice, environment, fair dealings, anti-corruption, consumer issues, and community issues. But I guess that there is a sort of a simpler set of principles which we could use as a guiding principles, which is basically the 10 principles of the UN Global Compact, which deal with human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. So then maybe to some practical points, I think where all MSMEs can start is with women empowerment and gender diversity. So let's take that clearly forward, and with UNIDO being on the manufacturing side, we saw a lot of opportunities where we were really making efforts to create female or women-centered workplaces. We got more females in company departments. This is an example from automotive company, components manufacturer company, Jahint Autotech in Nepal, I think, and the productivity increased as more by 5%, F5S, so there's the productivity issues increased by 50%, discipline improved, number of suggestions improved by females. So if we get more diverse workplaces, we get more productive workplaces, and that pays off for companies. My second example of where we can see the clear advantages of responsibility and business practices with resource efficiency and circular economy. So we basically say we want to use natural resource, materials, energy and water more efficiently, so more dollars or more rupees per kilogram of material, per kilowatt hour of energy, then we have less waste, and we make also the workplace more decent and more safe for people. If people feel safe and decently treated in the workplace, they become more productive. And then we did this, of course, in the energy domain, where you see some of the examples of our work which we did with Bureau of Energy Efficiency, where we assisted 1,500 MSMEs in 20 clusters, which are listed here. 770 MSMEs invested, and case studies were prepared now looking for the avoidance of tons of CO2, 150,000 tons of CO2, monetary savings, 146 crores. So there's a lot of benefits being achieved. And then my third example is basically then saying that this can also be nurtured into innovation and startups. And there's a lot of startup companies or people with good ideas that can be helped with maturing and entering the markets. That's, for example, the work that the Facility for Low Carbon Technology Deployment does with the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So we looked at these 6 categories: 3 energy guzzlers, waste heat, space conditioning and pumping, and 3 emerging technologies for energy and climate savings. And you see that winners in technology innovation is validated and what's then being possible. And many of those are also women-led enterprises, so driving also a social development agenda. I think there I will stop. I hope I didn't exceed the time too much. So thank you very much. I'll be happy to add more in the discussion. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Rene. You are on time.
See?
It's very good that what is his point. Just I have taken one point that implementation of ESG and 30 to 40% of the female employment. That ultimately enhances the productivity by 5% and 5 years by 15%. More discipline, yes. Of course, ladies are disciplined than we people, gents. And some of the improvement. So in that way, this is one of the area where we can focus on that how the social sustainability can increase the profitability and the efficacy of the system. So now I'll go to Farah. Professor Farah Amalia. She is from Indonesia. So now you can make your presentation if you have the presentation, PPT.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I would like to present on the managing supply chain of agricultural products to achieve sustainability, emphasize on rice and mung beans in Indonesia. So Indonesia's agricultural sector plays a pivotal role in the nation's economy, with rice and mung beans being 2 crucial crops. And then, as you can see in this slide, that Indonesia becomes the 4th largest rice producer in the world, and Indonesia is the 3rd largest rice consumer country in the world. And similarly, Indonesian mung beans have the highest export value compared to other agricultural products. And then now let's look at the supply chain of rice. So the supply chain of rice is the start from farmers. So farmers plant paddy, and then usually farmers make contract with the crop buyer, or Indonesia call it Panelists. And after that, the crop buyer sell it to middleman, and then middleman sell it to the rice mill owner, and then the rice mill owner sell it to wholesaler, and in the end the wholesaler sell it to the retailer. And this is similar to the supply chain of mung beans in Indonesia. And then with this so many process of this, it makes that the supply chain becomes inefficient and far from sustainability. So we identify that there are 3 issues here. So the issues are, first, economic issues. Economic issues faced by farmers, that farmers often receive low prices. And then the second issue is about environmental issue. This environmental issue is caused by the dead millings, and the last issues is about bad waste management. So we then formulate the solutions to resolve the issues by improving the farmer livelihoods and then promoting sustainability and implementing simple better waste management. And after that, we derive the solution into the strategies for each issue. So the first strategies for economic issue is about encouraging direct to consumer sales or D2C, and the second is about building farmer cooperatives, and the last is about providing access to financing and technology to farmers. And then the strategies for environmental issue is about using electric-based milling instead of solar-based milling. This is more environmental friendly, less smoke produce, and zero oil reserves. This may be expensive in cost, but it is more economical because it uses electricity and not diesel. This will increase productivity by 2 times compared to the traditional one. And then the last is about strategies for simple, better waste management, and then
yes, Farah, we could understand. Farah, we could understand what you wanted to say, and now I think that you are already at the conclusion. So please just complete this with the conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
So the conclusion is by implementing these strategies, the agricultural supply chain in Indonesia can achieve sustainability, then it become more efficient and profitable. This transition will enhance the overall competitiveness of the rice and mung beans industries, promoting food security and economic development. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you. So you have mainly mentioned about the agricultural products, wheat and rice in your country. So okay, we'll come back to you now, my friend Vladimir Marvev. Vladimir, are you ready? Vladimir from Russia.
Yes.
And yeah, please make your presentation if you have, and you have 3 minutes time. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Professor. Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to tell some things about the government support. I have no the presentation, but I will have some words about the government support for the medium and medium business here in our country, in Russia. And in order to receive the government of our country, the government of our country makes a big support for different organizations and for different enterprises who are really have their status of medium enterprises. In order to receive this state support intended for small and medium-sized businesses, it's necessary to meet the criteria established in the legislation. And it could be the micro business, no more than 15 employees in a company, and annual turnover up to 1 20 million rupees, and small business, no more than 100 people of the company. So some support measures are designed for only one group of entrepreneurs, and for example, for aspiring entrepreneurs starting their own businesses for the first time, or young businessmen under the age of 25. So within the framework of specific support measures, certain conditions may be set that the applicant must meet. Their examples of the government support are the following. Their government support for small entrepreneurs and large business works simultaneously for several purposes, encouraging citizens to create their own businesses and accordingly increasing the economic activity, encouraging small and medium-sized businesses in the economic budgets of the state's economy, and channeling funds and forces into the most priority areas. There are several support programs, for example, in next businesses areas. And as for their special examples, the government provides various support measures to small businesses, for example, preferential loans under federal programs, then grants without interest, which are issued forever. Third, guarantee provision for lending, subsidies for certain purposes, tax benefits and support in the face of that actual situation, and preferential leasing of expensive equipment. There are some real examples of government implementation to support the medium, small business. First, reduction of discount rate by the central bank, and then changes in tax rates, and public procurement to support medium-sized business. Government agencies allocate funds and conclude contracts with them, which allows enterprises to make a profit. For example, the Ministry of Education concludes accounting. So I think that we can talk about the different kinds of support for small enterprises, and I'm the specialist there in the sphere of waste management business, and the eco-industrial parks and the technoparks, which works here in Russia in the territory for waste management and producing the materials with secondary resources, also can take these support measures from the government. And I think that if we could then tell more about some support from the government for such medium enterprises, for small enterprises who works in this sphere, in the eco-industrial parks and the eco-techno parks, I can say that it is involved a lot of now this program is only starting here in Russia.
Okay, Vladimir. Yeah. We could hear you that you are mainly interested to share the government supports for small-size industries, tax benefit, discount rates, and all other, and also including the industrial part. So I'll go to Athayedes Light. So he's from Brazil. He's here. So yeah, please go ahead with your presentation.
All right. So good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to be here today with you in sharing some ideas and some knowledge about the social sustainability in Brazil, mainly for MSMEs industry here. And so I'm gonna just bring some topics to you today because of the short time, but hopefully we can have a fruitful discussion afterwards. So regarding the social sustainability in MSMEs in Brazil, 30% of Brazil's GDP comes from them. So you see how important it is for the economy. And we also have 50% of all jobs in the formal sector coming from the MSMEs companies in Brazil. So it's very important, this sector, and this industry all over the country. And as you can see here, we have some challenges that Brazil is facing, and for reflecting these companies a long-term activity. And what are those challenges? So we have, for example, low access to finance, social and culture barriers that I'm gonna talk more deeply in the next slide. And of course, we have challenging some lack of training, capacity building, and networking opportunities. And in the next slide, because of the short time, I'm gonna bring you some topics. Hope that you can see that. So I brought here some key points for the success of MSMEs. And as you can see, the first topic that we brought here is the well-being of employees, customers, and the community are very important, and how we can keep it very safety for the whole people involved in these industries. And Brazil has also invested a lot in health insurance for all the employees in order to have also healthier employees and happier employees as well. Brazil also has invested a lot in mental health, which is also a very big topic today. And it also involves safe working conditions, mainly in the industry that I come from. It's very important to keep the work safe for all employees, and I think we can also the long-term activity of the industry. And since the pandemic, we also have brought the home office and hybrid working system, which has also opened opportunity for many people to work. And like these, we also have increased the formal work in many sectors. And and also for the local community. And it's also important to think about professionals and giving like trainings and promoting these. So it's very important, and this also has been with some social programs, mainly come from the federal government and localities. And this is also very important that we keep about meeting the social customer demand and made in order to and what are the costs and where can we apply on and in order to go better back to the community and then we can implement also the topics that I have.
Okay. Athaides. Yeah, we could. Athaides. Hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We could understand your point. Mainly, you are focusing on the safe working condition, health insurance, well-being of the employees in the organization, apart from others. So we'll come back to you again. Now I will request my friend from Italy, Casillo.
Good afternoon. From Italy, just some brief observation, because the panorama here in Italy is quite peculiar, because Italy has a very strong tradition in small and medium enterprises, because almost 80% of enterprises here are small and medium enterprises. So here is quite a backbone of GDP. And what is experienced here is a sort of duality and also contradiction, because there is a dualism, because there is a lot of regulation regarding sustainable practice for large corporations, and most of the part of other initiatives are not compulsory for small and medium enterprises. So this is create a sort of focus on the best management practice, because it's more on the individual initiative from each sector and each firm to create a very sustainable network with social responsibility inside. On the side of the government, as I said before, there is a strong regulation, it's a EU regulation for the large corporation, and but there are sort of guidelines and recommendations to stimulate transparency and best practice along the firm and along the supply chain. This is synthesized with initiative in tax breaks, with for investment in sustainable technologies, of course, and also there are a lot of subsidies and incentives for a sustainability project. This is in experience a sort of fragmentation because these initiatives are different for each sector, and so there is quite a huge panorama that describe these types of incentives and tax rates. And there are at the local level there are a lot of organizations that are initiative for civil society, because there are a form of research by research center and firm, it's a network firm that want to promote best practice along the supply chain. And also apart from an association, there are trade organizations and also corporate associations that promote different initiatives with community training and also special initiative for management, for best management practice. So this is really the situation here in Italy that is quite unusual and new, because as I said before, Italy is the most important country regarding the small and medium enterprises. So the potentiality in Italy to develop best practice and a proper supply management is huge. But if we consider apart the individual initiative sector by sector, for the majority of the approach along supply chain is more linear than articulate in network, because to implement a very efficacy and a very good sustainable practice along the supply chain, it's important to create a network that is resilient and that is, where we can spread innovation and interconnectedness.
Okay, Kasuli. So I could understand that this European. We'll come back again.
But it is not easy the approach.
Yeah. All right. So we know that in most of the European countries, social sustainability has been important aspect which has not been adhered to and focused in other areas or the region, like in Asia or Africa, of course. So, however, we will come back to you again. So let us now go to, thank you very much, Kasuli. We will go to our friend from Cambodia, Shankar Seneviratne. Shankar, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Please.
Good afternoon, Professor.
3 minutes to
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. In terms of this MSME segment in Cambodia, it contributes close to 60% of the GDP, as well as around 70% of employment. Non-agricultural segment is done by MSME segment. So it is a very crucial segment in Cambodia, as well as if you look at into the waste management circular economy, they play a very pivotal role. In terms of, if I give an example from the waste management point of view, the majority for the recycling, the collection and sorting is handled by the MSME segment. So they are a very important segment. And in terms of the government initiatives to support these important segments, especially the government is now really working on providing financial assistance, tax incentives, as well as developing this technical training development, opening up this public the partnership, as well as the improving collaboration with large-scale private sector organizations, so that the MSMEs can have the accessibility to the technology as well as the financials. And to do this, government has initiated this one window policy, where all these small, medium, as well as micro enterprises that would have the access to government facilities, especially on the tax holidays, as well as getting the credit guarantee schemes, so that all these can be done within one window model, so that they don't have to go through different ministries or different government entities, but they can have access to all these facilities through a one window policy. And then this MSME segment also employs close to 60% of women. That means around out of 3 million workforce, around 60% of it is women, and that is where the government is also taking very keen steps to establish this segment and to make sure that it is social. The welfares are therefore especially to the women employees. And another initiative that the government has taken is that this national welfare scheme, or the National Social Security Fund, for this MSME segment, so that they have the accessibility to the medical schemes as well as this insurance, so that it gives them the insurance, so that they can work on this area. So it is the MSME segment is a very economically critical sector, and the government is very keen on continue to invest and grow this segment. And then it plays a very crucial aspect in the growth of the Cambodian economy.
Thank you, Shanaka. So you have made a very good point that your government has started one window policy for any approval for the MSME, and it is really great that 60% of the female are working in the MSME, right? So thank you very much. We'll come back to you again. So now I request our friend from Nigeria, Yusuf. Are you there?
Hey, yes.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Please go ahead. 3 minutes for you.
Okay, yes. This is afternoon in Nigeria, and I'm so glad to be here. So in Nigeria, we have about 41 million MSMEs in Nigeria.
Can you make it bigger? Yusuf, can you make it bigger?
41 million MSMEs in Nigeria. Okay, can you see the slides now?
Thank you.
Okay, so 41 million MSMEs is 3% to Nigeria's GDP, according to the Price of the Cooper reports this year, and over 81% contribution in terms of employment rates. For MSMEs, it's actually the bedrock of Nigeria's industrialization and inclusive economic development, and is the most important component of industrialization as set out in the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, according to the former Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The key benefits are improved income, increased job creation, increased adoption of technology and innovation, industrial diversification. It stimulates local economy here in Nigeria. And interestingly, in January this year, we got in news about 20 billion funds allocated to support area, and the loan provided is at a single digits interest rate to help businesses expand and create jobs, and it has been able to focus more on economic growth and wealth creation through accessible financial support. And we have a lot of welfare schemes. We have the National Health Insurance Scheme. We have the PenCon scheme for all our senior citizens and the survival benefits. We have the National social insurance trust fund, and it's an employment insurance disability coverage. And the government therefore aims to expand social protection and assistance initiative. We have the National Social Protection Policy that has been revised in 2022, and we have the National Social Investment Program that is in place. We've got the Digital National Identity System to ensure access to social service and financial inclusion, and of course, a brand new ministry that was created at the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. The health reforms that have been in place has been the National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022, which makes health insurance mandatory for all workers. And we have the Vulnerable Group Fund, VGF, which provides coverage for those unable to pay for insurance. And the issues that we have is surrounded around inadequate infrastructures, limited access to finance, and inefficient logistics, which leads to delay and increased cost. This is a map showing the needs of the SMEs and micro ones. For the SMEs, it's more of needs for adequate power of supply, while for the micro, it's needs for more financing. And tackling supply chain issues in Nigeria, we need to invest more in infrastructural development, and we need to provide access to affordable loans and grants, and implement technology solutions for logistic management. The sector is robust in supply chain management in the areas of agriculture and manufacturing. And the Nigerian scheme is being really managed by the SMEDA, which has the mandate for training and funding the SMEs in Nigeria. And the SMEDA is the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. We equally have the Bank of Industry that has been financing the MSMEs in Nigeria, and they've been doing a great job. And of course, we can definitely collaborate with India through trade agreements for partnership and joint ventures, and through knowledge sharing, that is exchange of best practices and expertise, which we are currently doing now. And of course, the major parts.
Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, Yusuf. We could understand that you have.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You have number of government initiative to protect this. It's excellent that 41 million of MSMEs are in your country, which is really amazing.
Yes.
And you talked about different schemes, including the low interest for the MSME. So now we like to hear from our friend from South Africa. Please go ahead. If you have a PPT, please present, and your time is 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm unable to share my screen, but I can just present. It's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bhattacharya, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Zipatu Green Tech from South Africa. So Zipatu Green Tech is a waste management company that focuses on collecting waste biomass, and we convert them into useful and valuable product, which is an eco briquette. So we are supplying the South African National Park with our briquettes, because South African National Park is one of the big conservation areas which has big finds, which attracts like lots of tourists all over the world. So in this project, we are socially impacting the community, because we have hired more than 15 young people from the village, and these people, what they are doing is to collect the dry leaves and twigs from the environment, and then they process them into eco briquettes. So these eco briquettes, they help the environment, because briquettes is a mitigation measure of climate change. So the use of briquettes, it decreases the use of firewood, which also decreases the deforestation, because here where I come from, in Wembe district in South Africa, most rural people, rural areas, they use or they depend on firewood for cooking and heating. And this forces them to go to the forest and cut trees, and this results into deforestation and also climate change. So for us, when we produce the eco briquettes, we are encouraging people to take care of the environment by making sure that we don't cut any tree, but we make sure that we have green and clean affordable energy. So we are working with the government because the government has already realized that this challenge is not only happening in South Africa, but it's also happening in other parts of the world where people are cutting trees so that they can be able to have a source of energy. So we are replicating these technologies. So the government has already funded the project so that we can be able to increase the capacity of the project. Now, as I am talking, we have 5-ton production capacity per month, of which we have 2 hectares of the land. These 2 hectares is fenced. Inside these 2 hectares, we have 100-meter borehole water, so that we don't go out and source water. So in this 2 hectare site, we are using 5 kilowatt solar system to power the plant. And then with this production, we are able to collect more than 10 tons of organic waste that could have otherwise polluted the environment. But we are able now to produce more than 5 tons of eco briquettes. So this 5-ton eco briquettes, when it goes to our people, we are able to supply more than 2,500 households. Now they have clean and affordable energy. So this project has already made sure that we are working with community where we train them now on when they generate their waste, how best they can benefit from the waste that they generate. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I want to leave you with my last word that because I'm doing so much work in this conservation effort, my dream is to become a billionaire, not a billionaire of having money in my account. I want to change billions of people's lives through the work that I'm doing, and I hope you are one of the people that I'm trying to change. Thank you so much.
Excellent, Madhu. So, you talked about more on environmental protection and your commitment. Thank you very much. So now we'll request to our Malaysian friend, Peng, Chi Peng. Are you here?
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
It's a 7 o'clock over here. Yeah, good to see everyone.
For you.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Ghosh and FOSMI for organizing this opportunity for platform for us to share the what we have in here in Malaysia. So for Malaysia, that basically that for the country as a whole, the country is undergoing a national policy in transiting the economic structures. So basically, we have the energy transition policy, and at the same time, the Bank of Negara. So meaning that the central bank has launched the incentive for the enterprise to apply for the ESG program, and this is the second attempt. And the third one that recently been launched will be the major one, that the Stock Exchange of Malaysia has launched the guideline for the listed company to reveal or declare about the ESG report. Overall, but that is the national climate. But overall, that SMEs contribute to the countries around 40% of the GDPs, and around 40%, 50%, or around 50% of the employment. And as an SME, that as a player in here, that you can see that I think this applies to overall globally, that SME is very cost sensitive, and then at the same time that the first thing in this climate that we are still facing for the increased price of material, and then there is a fluctuating of demand in the market, and then so it is very tough for the SME to talk about that transitions into the sustainabilities. So what we have done that for as a players as a food manufacturers in Malaysia, that we have done that is to take a proactive step in decreasing food waste. So we basically take out the certification for FMSC, which is one of the certification in the industry that include the scope of sustainability in reducing food waste. And we proactively take that up and then to force ourselves to look into the current process and in order to reduce food waste is number one. And currently, the second step is that I am taking part in study whether we are able to apply for the SCORE model. The SCORE model is the supply chain reference model, operation model, which is a framework with a lot of KPIs that actually look into the business process, and then to match the gap between the sustainability concept as well as how the operations. Yeah. So what we feel that is that for SME, that what we face here mainly is about the concepts as a sustainability. Most of them, as a concept, did not take into the account of a business concern. So SCORE model as a framework that actually balance these two, and then we try to integrate them together and then to see whether we are able to make it profitable for SME, while at the same time to maintain or increase sustainability index.
Thank you.
So we are still on the journey, and this is what we have done in Malaysia for my country, for the business. Yeah. That's it for me.
So we have listened to you regarding your national policy, ESG, and many other information which you have shared with us. So I'm exploring whether our friend from Hungary, Ghosh, are you here? Ghosh Joseph?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Oh, you are very late. So please go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Concentrate on your experience on the social sustainability of your company.
If you have some minutes, I would like to share my screen.
Yeah, you can.
Is it visible?
You are the host.
Thank you, sir, for being late. Can you see the screen of mine?
Carry on.
I'm a senior technology development expert of Mohu. Mohu is the successor company of Hungary national level for 35 years of waste management overall. What we are doing is just we are controlling the utilization, the prevention, and any other waste management systems according to the basic rules, a basic background and course that we have here, considering the waste management pyramid and rules of the stepping from the linear economy to a circular model. What we are doing, we have very strict and defined background for all national goals and tools, which is have the background. The circular economy is summarized in 10 steps. Our work is based on the target goals that we have to follow. It's defined by the EU, which is the core is that now we have, as you can see in this graph, now we have in the utilization, it's like in this very moment it's around 35%, and the goal is in 25 it's going to be 75%. In this graph you can see this is the landfilling data in 2023. I can say in this very moment it's a bit more than 25% of the related waste streams. The target goal is less than, I can say, 10%. In this very moment for this, we have many, how can I say, developed flow charts and focus areas where we can act and do our best to reach the goals. For all the different waste and the different values that we have in the waste streams, we have targets and developed plans. As you can see, we have like this for the mixed settlement waste. We have plans for the sorting waste development. We have the same issues in a logistic to be developed. And it is the same method for the logistic technology development, for the bulky waste, the energy utilization. In this aspect, we would like to build up energy utilization factory with the second highest capacity in Hungary. We have a plan for the utilization of the different plastics, which is a very high importance. We can see, as you can see in this graph, now we have this huge value of the selective waste management problems, and it is the same for every kind of waste streams. The paper, the used oil, the wood and pallets, glass, completely the same, the textile, completely the same. And what we are doing, yes, myself, I can say, in my group, I have to highlight that the organic and bio waste that we follow up from the settlements and the people, the inhabitants, and this you can see the now newly developed waste bins. You can see the map of the pilot that we had run.
Okay, Kovacs.
This was the same. Yes, sir.
Kovacs, yeah. We could understand that the system, what is happening in Hungary. You please give us some information in very short that what are the government scheme available for this type of business?
Absolutely. As I mentioned previously, the business is based on the Ghosh. What we have to figure out is that the appliance of the different innovations coming from mainly from the SMEs. That's a kind of a close collaboration between us and the SME, the technology development and the appliance. And in this kind of relation, it looks like that we have a basic zero version of any kind of waste management system. We follow up the different targets and what we have, what we would like to do. And in this relation, in a close cooperation with the SMEs, we developed together with them another kind of data that you can see very sophisticated and very, very detailed. And we can see from the beginning of, like in this case, the 800 tons per yearly waste stream, we can develop and almost double it with this kind of cooperation, creating much more high value, not waste, but considering the waste to product relation, almost this kind, we can over double the value that we can turn from the waste.
Okay, thank you. So we'll come back again. Now we have completed our online panelists discussion. I now invite the questions from the audience. You please raise your hand if you have any question. So yeah, please come here. Come here. Anybody else? I want two female person over here who are present for the question. Madam? Yeah, young entrepreneur, please come here. And you. Come and what are your questions, please tell us. Madam, please come. आगे होते दिन all right सामने आशु people will listen to you and see you also, please.
Sir, namaskar. Hello sir.
Closer.
Sir, my question is that कि आमी एक जो young sir बांग्लाते बोलते पारी?
No.
English. Okay.
Okay, all right. You carry on in Bengali.
Being a new entrepreneur, being a startup, sir, can you please help me? How do I proceed my business towards domestic and towards export? And how do I maintain the supply chain? Because today's discussions regarding supply chain, social sustainability. So how do I connect my business regarding these two subjects?
What is your business?
Sir, I am from jewelry sector. I'm the jewelry designer. I made jewelry by my own hands, and it is very small scale.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
thank you, ma'am.
Renee, Have you heard the question?
Yes, I have heard it.
Please answer to her question, because mainly her question is she is having a jewelry business and she wants to understand how the supply chain and social sustainability can correlate in her business. If I am wrong, if I am correct?
Yes, of course.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a bit challenging to give a general answer on this because it's very specific to the situation and so on. I would just recommend to see on how you can connect with some of the entrepreneurship programs where there is business mentoring available, and these programs have been very, very successful in connecting with different entrepreneurship initiatives. The Empatech program in India is very active from West Bengal. So we're happy to connect offline. And see what they can offer in terms of supply chain development. I think from the social side, if you can offer better working conditions to the artisans who are working, the jewelers which are working with you, you will definitely have them that they will come to work. They will come to work for you. They will not come to work for you while looking for another person's job. And that will actually help you in terms of achieving productivity. So take care of your people, and people take care of your business, and that will ultimately benefit your business. And in terms of connections, let's connect offline, and then I can connect you with some people even in Kolkata who could maybe assist and look at your supply chain.
Sure. Thank you. And I like to ask any of these panelists here who are sitting with me, anybody who wants to reply to this? Okay.
Probably I would like to add some extra sentences, if you don't mind it. What is have a kind of importance that according to a basic ESG policy, that it not only for considering the workers and their background, but also you have to follow up the energy what you consume plus the raw material that you use for creating your product. If there's any kind of chance to reduce the CO emissions in this kind of supply chain, it must be, how can I say, highlighted and must be implemented to the marketing strategy.
So I have a point. You know that I'm coming down to the earth. You have workers who are working for making the jewelry. Is that right?
No, sir. Right now, I have no workers. I do everything by my own, sir.
All right, but you will have it.
Yes, of course, definitely, definitely.
Whether you are taking care of their health, because you know whenever they are making jewelry, they have to heat the material.
Sure.
There are a lot of emission. I mean the dust which are coming out, right? They have to hammer. They have to cut in small pieces. Sometimes it may happen that they got hard.
Yes, of course.
So in that cases, are you supporting them?
Sure.
Have you given them health insurance? So these are the well-being of the people who are working with you. You must take care of that. What happens? If they feel that you are taking care of them and you are feeling for them, then of course they will give more to your business.
Absolutely.
So this is one of the examples which I thought that I should share. There are many other examples. I mean, for each of the business, you may think that, oh, what are those? But there are many things which, if you think, you will find that there are hundreds of points which can be addressed, and each of these points have a direct connotation to your business profitability, business productivity, business sustainability. Okay, thank you. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir.
And I want two gentlemen to please come forward for your question. Because you know that we have invited 13 country experts to discuss with you. Now I want some outcome of that so that you understand or not, that's a point. And secondly, you won't get this type of scope every time. So you must get out of this. Please.
Sir, আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি।
জোরে বলবেন।
প্রথমত একটা জিনিস আমরা কাজ করতে গিয়ে যেটা ফিল করছি, আমার ফুডের কাজ আমি করি। আমি ফুডের কাজ করি, বিভিন্ন সিজনাল ফ্রুটসের উপরে, ভেজিটেবলসের উপরে আমরা কাজ করি। আমরা একদম ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং ইউনিট, আমার অল্প কিছু সংখ্যক মেয়েদের নিয়ে কাজ আমি করে থাকি। তো আমরা চেষ্টা করি লেস প্রিজারভেটিভস দিয়ে, ন্যাচারাল প্রিজারভেটিভসের ওপরে, কালার ফ্রি, ফ্র্যাগ্রেন্স ফ্রি, মানে যেটা এখন ভীষণ চলছে মার্কেটে, প্রচণ্ড একটা হাই কেমিক্যাল কালার, মানে ফুড কালার, বাট সেটা ইউজ করা হচ্ছে। এবং সাথে ধরুন অরেঞ্জ হলে অরেঞ্জের ফ্লেভারটা দেওয়া হচ্ছে, বাট আমরা সেটা ইউজ করি না। এবং সেক্ষেত্রে দেখা যায় যে আমাদের যেগুলো আমরা যেই জিনিসগুলো তৈরি করছি, একই জিনিস হয়তো আমি চাইছি এক্সপোর্ট করতে, কিন্তু এমন একটা জায়গাতে আমি এক্সপোর্ট করছি যেখানে হয়তো দেখা যাচ্ছে এক্সপোর্ট চালু হওয়ার পর দেখা গেল যে তারা বলছে যে আমাদের এই প্রোডাক্টটা তোমরা একটু অন্যভাবে আমাদেরকে প্রেজেন্ট করো। তো সেই জায়গাতে যে আমাদের যে টেকনিক্যালস যেগুলো রয়েছে, সেটা কিভাবে আমরা বাইরের যেখানে এক্সপোর্ট করতে যাচ্ছি তাদের দেশে কিভাবে সেটা আমরা তাদের চাহিদা মতো দিতে পারি।
So, her question is very simple, that she has product, mainly the food products, right? You have the food products. Yes. Yeah. So she wants to export, but the receiver at the foreign country, they are telling that you have to improve the product, or we don't want this type of product but with some improved quality. So in that way, everybody, either the friend from the foreign country or from India, everybody will speak the same language, that you have to comply with the customer's requirement. So if I am the customer and if I give you the product, and if you don't give that product, then I will not accept it. It is same in India, it is same in other countries. So what you have to do is, you have to first understand what is the requirement of the customer, and then you take the expert's opinion, expert's help, and develop that particular product, and then it will be sold. This is one. This is with respect to the quality. And with respect to the legislative part is concerned, like some few years ago, I'll ask some lady also here who is making the leather product. You know, there were a lot of problems with respect to the leather product 15-20 years back in India. So we were utilizing the hexavalent chromiums of chemicals for processing of the leather. Immediately, those people who were exporting to German, they told that no hexavalent chromium chemicals can be used in leather, and huge loss of the business. And they changed it. Now I'm quite sure for the leather products, yes madam, you are making the leather product, no? Are you there?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, leather product আছে।
কোথায় আপনি একটু দাঁড়ান।
এই তো স্যার দাঁড়িয়ে আছি।
ও আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ। So she is making the leather product. I am quite sure that she is not using the hexavalent chromium chemicals. Are you using it? No. So that is a requirement of the legislation. So one is the legislative part. Like in India, if you like to sell the food products, you have to have the FPS, no? Yeah, FSSI. So you have to have that certification. So similar way for your product, either you have to go by the compliance with the legislative requirement or customer's requirement. Then it will suffice. Okay. Do you want to say something? Any of you?
Sir,
yes, please.
আমি হচ্ছে টেরাকোটা জুয়েলারি।
আরো জোরে, সামনে মুখটা।
আমি হচ্ছে টেরাকোটা জুয়েলারি।
আরো জোরে, এইখানে। হ্যাঁ।
আমি টেরাকোটা জুয়েলারি নিয়ে কাজ করি। তো টেরাকোটাটা অনেকটাই বিলুপ্ত হয়ে গেছে, তো সেটাকে আমি বাইরে কি করে তুলে ধরবো? আর যেগুলো আমাদের বাইরে যায় সেটা থার্ড পার্টি ছুটে যায়, যেটা আমরা ডাইরেক্টলি এক্সপোর্ট করতে পারি না। বা কোন কোন কান্ট্রিতে টেরাকোটাটা খুব ভালো ডিমান্ড, সেটা যদি একটু কাইন্ডলি বলে দিতেন তাহলে খুব ভালো।
So you know that what she said. Do you have any product with you?
টেরাকোটা, yes.
Do you have it? Okay. You should have come, like two persons came, no? You know that terracotta, That's a very special design. Like the product which I gave you yesterday. So this is also one type of product, that is also another type of product. But terracotta is a culture in India. And it has a huge demand throughout the world. But somehow, she is not in a position to manage that business here. Right? So, any answer from my Denmark friend? Let us see whether we get some business or not.
Actually, I might want to add an extra point to this discussion, because what I've heard today is a lot of country by country discussions about how is the MSME sector looking in their countries, what are the percentages, how many million, what public policy support schemes exist, what are the typical problems. And then we're coming here with very specific problems with this kind of MSME in West Bengal, that kind of MSME. How can you promote your business? How can you grow? How can you improve sustainability and social sustainability? How can you integrate into supply chains? Earlier today, at the export market, earlier today, what I was talking about was going together, partnerships, innovation, support. And I hear a little bit about that. I think Professor Sengupta, you mentioned that big brothers should take care of small brothers. The big companies should support small companies. I think my point that I want to say now is you need to broaden that scope and think in terms of what I like to call triple helix or quadruple helix collaboration. That means working government sector, university, industry, civil society together in partnerships to develop new products, to work with these problems that you have as an entrepreneur at that scale, to take these challenges that you encounter and try to find good solutions to them. And try to work in an iterative process. In Bornholm, in my part of the country, we're working with a living lab concept, rapid prototyping, rapid user feedback, rapid changing, rapid testing, and trying to scale from that. And I think this is something that I would bring to the table. Work together. You have the strength in numbers and in the different sectors in this room already, and try to test and work together on testing and finding research programs, externally financed or internal funding support schemes to do this kind of testing. I think you can become stronger that way if you can work together.
Thank you. In fact, one more thing I like to tell you, that you know that FOSMI is, in my opinion, is active organization, and you are all the members in FOSMI. So I'll request this type of product, FOSMI can have a separate cell for promoting this type of product, because they may not promote the manufacturing of engineering material, but these products need a very good support from organizations like FOSMI, FASI, or any other thing with the help of this MSME sector, MSME, government's MSME department. So why don't you go together? Because I met some of the ladies who are doing the same type of business. So you take them together and make an initiative to sell it to other countries, export market. Mela diye kichu hobe na. Mela will give only a few thousand of rupees of sell. But the product which you are making, it has a huge demand in different countries. I go around the world and there are huge demand for this type of product. Other countries are making money out of selling this. Why not your product? Okay, thank you. Now there is a question, please.
Hi, my name is Dr. Abhijit Mookerjea. My name is Dr. Abhijit Mookerjea, and the question is to Dr. David. This is regarding the presentation that you made. I saw the structure of the composting unit, correct? The blue colored. Shall I say a composting unit or is it a waste management unit?
David, they don't have the composting unit.
There was a blue colored structure that you saw.
We just have open composting for 10 months.
That was my question.
And what we do is, after the garden waste gets eventually broken down and turned to compost, we give it away. We give it away to citizens because they pay for our services to the waste fee for free of charge, and if they cannot absorb all of it, then we sell to companies.
So what happens in this part of the world, these companies are outsourced. They take the land for a tenure of 10 years and they buy the waste at say $2. They compost it and they sell the compost in $4. So this is the mechanism, the finance part of it. So I wanted to understand, can you share, is there any finance part of it in your country as well like this? But you said you give it for free, correct?
Yes, but keep in mind we're a public service organization that carries out waste services. There are private companies that sell compost in plastic bags on the market, high nutrient value, stronger than we can provide, because they call the product stagnant and they sell it at a higher price point. So they do exist. It's very commercial though. And this way of buying and selling a double, they just have big production units, I think.
Okay, so you're from the government side of it?
Correct.
Okay. So, anybody else?
Sir, it is slightly out.
Anybody? Yeah. The last question.
Yeah, it is first of all, thank you for a whole spectrum of international countries giving a talk on sustainability and all that. But this person who mentioned the one window clearance, how soon it is mainly a question to MSME and the West Bengal government over here, if anybody is there, of if we can have a one window clearance for entrepreneurs over here in Calcutta and West Bengal. I think it will be a big opportunity for here, because other states in India kind of have that and West Bengal is lacking behind over there. So if FOSMI can take initiative and if FSME can help, then it will be a big boost. And also to the lady over there with terracotta, FOSMI has a lot of, where you can have an opportunity where lot of corporate gifts and all that, there you can market yourself. It might be lower margins, but the quantity might be more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now we will back up, and there are a lot of points which came up.
I am নমস্কার। প্রথম ব্যবসা নেমেছি আমার মা বাবা আজ থেকে 5 বছর আগে আমাদের ব্যবসাটা কোনোরকমে চলতো। তা আমাদের একটা মহাজন ছিল।
কিচ্ছু বোঝা যাচ্ছে না, তুমি চোখ বন্ধ করে জোরে মাইক্রোফোনে কথা বলো, কেউ তোমাকে দেখছে না।
কি চাইছো সেটা বলো।
আমাদের একটা শাড়ির বিজনেস আছে, সেটা আমি বিদেশে সেল করতে চাই। তা সেই প্রসেসটা যদি আমি জানতে পারতাম তো খুব ভালো হতো। তাতে
So the course fees is only 400 rupees, but for women enterprise and the SC, ST, there is no course fee. So it is the course is being conducted by the schemes under the ASDB, Entrepreneurship Development Schemes. So this 5 days training program is very good program for the beginners, those who are interested for the. So we are conducting the program already one program has been launched, and that is been available in the website msmeDI.kolkata.gov.in. So I welcome all the participants, those who are interested, they can apply for the admission of this particular course. Number 1. Number 2, we have a export facilitation sales. I am the nodal officer. Those who are interested to start any international business, they come directly to our office for getting the handholding support from them. In the field of the MSME sector, we have an international conference that is being the scheme supported by the Ministry of MSME. We have a different scheme for participation in the international trade fair also. So the MSMEs is getting financial assistance to participate in the international trade fair also. So to boost up the export in MSME sector, especially Ministry of MSME government is working well. So we have a different scheme. MSME can avail this scheme for getting the benefit to upgrade their product also in the level of the international level. Apart from this, we have a different scheme of MSME JET certification, zero defect, MSME lean waste utilization, or if anybody is interested to get the branding is a very important tool, so they can get the financial assistance also. So we have a different scheme for the benefit of the MSMEs.
Okay.
So we have to know the scheme first.
So thank you. There are a lot of information which he has given, but thing is that what you do is you come to FOSMI's office one day.
Yes.
You take the address and all other detail, and then you contact him or his office because they have a lot of information and a lot of support.
Sir, we are sending the information to all the Association of Export Promotion Council, General Manager PIC.
Okay.
So we are for wide publicity of the events also.
And you have the office at BT Road, right?
Yeah, BT Road.
What is the number?
111 and 112 BT Road, Kolkata 108.
লিখে নিয়েছো?
She has done one training on digital marketing and she is very energetic lady. She has come from, I think, from which place? Krishnanagar, in a remote place. So she made a call, one day call. Sir, I want to participate this particular digital marketing MDP. So I have given the number to talk to the program coordinator. She has participated in that program also.
So please take help of those because people are taking help.
So Dr. Ghosh,
if you don't take help, then you will not get anything.
Dr. Ghosh, I have one appeal to you.
Please.
Because this one-day seminar is a very potential for the MSMEs. So we have an international resource person is there. So we are conducting the capacity building program. They are knowing everything. But one thing is from where we get the buyers. That is very important. So we are giving the different tools or techniques for getting the buyer also. We have a provision for participation in international trade fair also. So many different embassy you can contact also. So we are telling different avenues. Still they are wanting I need the buyers. So you can help. I think the FOSMI also help this type of wonderful conference. So many resource persons are coming. If you have a connection with these MSMEs, if you want to get the profile of the work, I can document. I can make the documentation of the different sector of different products and the profile, and we can send to you directly with the help of this. So this platform, I think, will help a lot to the MSMEs who are wanting to connect the exporters with the different countries. So I appeal to all the resource persons, try to get the help the MSMEs, or especially particularly in the state of the West Bengal, to connect them with the foreign buyers of your respective countries.
Yeah, we will definitely do it.
It's very good appeal to on behalf of the MSME. Because this international conference have a two impact to have you have done a wonderful thing. For physical resource persons have already come and you have connected so many people, and we can learn whatever the MSME in the entire world is happening. So we are getting much more really benefited for this type of workshop. I think each and every year you just try to get your proposal approved at the Minister of MSME. I also, sir, personally invite you to put a proposal from your organization side. So another topic, in different topic, the waste minimization, how the MSME can benefit from the another conference from your organization. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you very much. So we will now pack up, and thanks to all my friends from different countries. We are now together, including India, is around 14 countries. So let us give a big clap to all my friends from all my countries, including the online friends. So thank you very much, all of you.
For conducting such a highly interactive session, may I now propose the Secretary of FOSMI, Mr. A.K. Sengupta, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone. As we come to close of this enriching international conference on supply chain social sustainability in MSMEs, it's my privilege to extend heartfelt thanks to all who have made this event a great success. First and foremost, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to the Ministry of MSME, Government of India for extending their approval and support to FOSMI in organizing this international conference. Your encouragement has been instrumental in enabling us to convene on such an important and timely topic. A special and heartfelt thanks to Prof.Sadhan Ghosh, whose visionary leadership and tireless dedication were pivotal in shaping the success of this conference. Professor Ghosh's meticulous planning and insightful guidance in designing the conference format have enriched the entire event. His remarkable efforts in arranging 14 international speakers, 4 from joined the event physically and 10 virtually, are nothing short of extraordinary. His role as the session chair for the first panel session and the panel discussion was key to setting the tone of today's deliberations, and we are deeply thankful for his leadership. I would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to appreciation to Dr. Gautam Sengupta, who skillfully chaired the second plenary session. We are immensely grateful to all the speakers who have joined us today, both physically and virtually, for their insightful and productive contribution to the conference. Your deep knowledge, practical experience and valuable perspectives have enriched the discussion and provided us the fresh ideas and solutions to foster social sustainability supply chains. My sincere thanks to Sri Bhattacharya, President of FOSMI, and our office bearers, as well as Mr. D.K. Moda, our past President, and the entire FOSMI Council for their unwavering moral guidance and support throughout the organization of this conference. A special acknowledgement to Mr. Mookerjea, Joint Secretary FOSMI, whose hard work behind the scene ensured the flawless execution of the event. I would also like to thank Ms. Devjani Roy, Assistant Secretary or Anchor, for her excellent handling the proceedings, ensuring the event ran smoothly and professionally. To the members of FOSMI and all participants from FOSMI fraternity, thank you for your active engagement and presence today. Your participation is what brings means to such forums. Lastly, I extend my thanks to everyone who has contributed directly or indirectly to the success of this conference. Your efforts, no matter how small, have been invaluable. Thank you all once again, and we look forward to continued collaborations in the future. Thank you. Good night.